Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. You know what we talk about here, super aging, getting older without getting old. I don't know them, they don't know me. And you know what I want to talk about tonight? Well, I'll tell you what. The school asked me, I teach online at Clark Atlanta University, and the school is requesting my CV. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, I need to go and update it because I've been blessed with being able to be invited to speak here, there, and yon, and all that needs to be on a CV. Now, some people say a CV and a resume is the same thing, which in the United States, outside the United States, it parallels. In the United States, it's a little different, and especially if you teach on a college level, which I've been so blessed to be able to teach on a college level, that my CV is my curriculum vitae, vitae, as Latin either way. It's very, very much involved. And one of the things that it's an exhaustive list. You know, it's everything that I've ever done, anywhere, anytime, with anybody. So you know, somebody like me, the list is like forever and a day. I'm grateful. And then to be truthful about it, if you are, I shouldn't say a teacher of any worth or an academician, then there are people who my CV cannot touch their CV because they just published in every magazine, every newsletter. I mean, it's just impressive. You know that once you earn a doctorate degree, you are supposed to do some postdoctorate work, which I've been trying to, I have done, not trying. I have done some postdoctorate work, but I need something official. And you heard me talk about I'm going back to school, and I am going back to school. I've been going back to school now for the last 3 or 4 semesters, and this last time I let something else get in the way. I was wrong for that, for not just going on and paying the money, but I didn't do it, and so now I gotta wait to get in maybe next semester. No, I think there's a deadline coming up soon. But why am I talking about a curriculum vitae? I wanted to read. It says it's an exhaustive list of every educational, academic, institutional, and professional accomplishment of your life, your career. It's a comprehensive review of your professional life. It's comprehensive. I'm telling you, your CV is anything you ever done, anywhere, at any time. And then a movie like that, I'm not sure. And why would I talk about a CV, a curriculum vitae, as I'm talking about a slice of life? Well, I'm going to tell you, it fits right in with super aging to me. This is just Georgianne, getting older without getting old. There are some of you on the other side of the screen that have not looked at your CV of life. See where I'm going with this? Some of you, when I talk to you, people I meet in public, they tell me how accomplished I may be or how accomplished someone else is. And they say, I just don't have half that much. And I say, yes, you do. And so when I stop and look at it, they've done quite a bit of things people have done, but they don't see it as having any credibility because they don't value their own work. See where I'm going with this? I need for you to take stock on the other side of the screen of your CV of life, your curriculum vitae of life. Take stock of all that you have done and add value to it. And so on the days that it looks like the thing that you wanted wasn't exactly available, you stop and roll that CV out and go down the list and look at the things you have accomplished. I'm talking about your accomplishments, big and small. If accomplishment is the word, there is no big and there is no small, really. It's the value that you put on it. Some people say, I've been a housewife, or I've been at home. A homemaker is very valuable to the family nucleus. Very valuable. You have to put value on the time to keep a family together. Takes organizational skills, especially if you had different personality children, not to mention that person that you married to or had the children by, or the relationship that's going on there, your partner. It takes organizational skills to keep a house running and moving. People come in and have different ways they do things, and it's up to the person, the head of the household, of the inside of the house, to keep up with what everybody's personality, everybody's place they have to go, all kind of personality, the things that happen at school, being available for this child and that child, this cousin and that auntie, this grandma, this mama, this auntie. That's organizational skill. See, I need you to look at your CV differently. It may not be an academic CV like mine, but it's still a CV. And I'm tired of people talking to you like you haven't done anything and you allowing it to happen. You have a CV, baby, and I need you to get it out. Now, I know you all have a hard time. This is called a pen, and this is called paper. I still believe in pen and paper, because in pen and paper, what do we know? That the hand and eye movement is the foundation for the memory. And so I need you to get out and make a list. You make a list of, if you want to start in elementary school, that you were the person who you sang the first line of The Wiz, or you sang the first line of some song. Write it down. I want you to go through tonight, today, or tomorrow, whenever you see this video, and I want you to prepare an academic, life, worth, value vita on you. And then I want you to look back at it. And here's another thing you can do. Once you get it all prepared, it's not going to an employer. No. It's going, you are the employer and the employee. Especially the homemakers out here. Especially those who stay home and run the house. That can be male or female. There's no gender here. Whoever runs the house, takes care of the children, takes care of the other partner, takes care of the bills being paid, the clothes being washed. That's an organizational skill. And then those of you who say, well, I just been teaching the 3rd grade. Are you kidding me? Do you know how powerful it is to do a CV for a 3rd grade teacher? I would love to do your CV. I would. How many students have you taught? That is just impressive, just in the numbers. I've been teaching 3rd grade since for the last 20 years. How many students would that be, ma'am, sir? Them? How many students is that? Can you give me a number, please? And in those numbers, what did you teach? Can you list those classes that you taught? Well, I only taught language arts, and then we had arithmetic. I don't know what they call it now. And then we had social studies. Okay. And at what level social studies, what did your students learn? What programs did you put on after school? Are you kidding me? See, I need for you to value yourselves more. There's value in everything you're doing. You said, well, I've been working on this job 20 years. Okay. They never let me. Let. Woo! Get that off your lips. Let. No. Mm-mm. What did you do in those 20 years? Well, I always volunteered. Oh, did you volunteer? Okay. Do you know there's a value in volunteering? You can get a Joseph E. Biden Award or whomever the next president award for volunteering. I bet some of you all have the 4,000 or the 7,000, however many thousands of hours you have to have for volunteering to apply or be able to get one of those awards that people come find people like me. But I'm telling you, you can have one. Yes, you can have one too. TOO. There's value in what you're doing. I have a really smart friend. He's a math major that doesn't know his own value. And it's just amazing to me, the people who don't know their own value. They don't know how smart they are. Don't you have friends like that? Somebody's saying that about you. I'm saying that about you, and I'm way over here. Because I know I'm talking to somebody tonight. Because God don't give me anything that I'm not talking to somebody. I wait to get my message. The message comes to me. I don't have any program to tell me what I'm going to talk about on A Slice of Life. Not one. It's all spiritual. And I looked on my phone, and there was a request for my CV. And I said, I wonder if people have thought about their own CV and the value they have put into that job. You say, well, I've been on the assembly line for 25 years. Okay. All right. And on the assembly line, what did you do? What was that called? It had a name, didn't it? How many times did you do that skill? Did it require some physical part of you? And how much mental part of you did it require? What would happen if you made a mistake? Would you lose a limb? Okay, so that says a whole lot about what you had. Did you have to wear goggles? All of that. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. When you write that up, somebody's chest out there ought to be, you need to be like, your shoulders need to be going back by now. Joy, because Georgianne saying something. Georgianne talking about me. I'm telling you, you haven't been valuing yourself. I need for all of you to go find these. They sell them in the dollar store. You know that's my favorite store. And then, guess what? I don't have my dollar store. Nope, I get them by the $1.25. I got about 1,000 of them in that little notebook. Okay? And you start writing my life, my something. This is what I did on the job. Put down the years you did it. Explain what it was you did. Then go to the next year. I did that from this year to this year. While I was there, I volunteered for this. I went to this. I showed up at this. I attended this meeting. I'm telling you, baby, your CV ought to be many pages long because you have been on this earth long enough to have done a lot, and quit selling yourself short. I was a supervisor. XYZ got sick. I had to rush to the hospital with him. There's some compassion. Not because you were the supervisor. You would have gone if you had been wherever, the clerk or the second in charge or the nobody in charge, no name. You said, all I was a gate agent for 30 years. All you were was a gate agent? The people who did public contact, that did how many planes a day, that talked to people before they got on the airplane, that made sure that everything was correct before the plane took off, that paperwork, you all know what I'm talking about? The ramp agent that had to come up to make sure that the load was right, so you wouldn't have a plane that wasn't balanced and fall out the air. Unfortunately, that happened, and we lost a great singer. Come on, people. Let me find me another one. I was just the assistant to the assistant in the doctor's office. You saw patients. You talked to people who needed you. You talked to people who were crying and in pain. You helped soften the blow when you had to tell a loved one that they didn't make it in the operating room. You have value, darling. I'm going to work on my CV tonight because I've done some more stuff. Go to my community page. I had a great time this weekend. I met some dynamic young people, and I fell in love with the older ones that I already knew as we had an intergenerational discussion about civil rights. And I have that on my community page. I said all that to say that all of that is contributing to humanity. Baby, you have contributed to humanity. You can't sell yourself short. And all of you who have retired, I'm trying to get you to write down what you did for 25 years, for 30 years. Write it down. Take your time and remember the places that you went and the things that you did, and put it in one of those little black and white notebooks now from the dollar store. And you should put my CV, my curriculum vitae for life. And if you don't do anything else, then hand it to your grandchild. Hand it to your great niece. Hand it to your great nephew. All right? Hand it to your great grandbaby. Put it in a box and leave it there for your great grandbaby to pick it up and say, he worked in a factory. But while he was in a factory, this is what he did. All right? He worked on a factory where he could have lost his arm. He worked on a factory where they went out and helped with the neighborhood cleanup. He worked on a factory on the weekend. On the weekend, he was the church deacon. And to the church deacon, he was in charge of the money. And when it was time for the students that needed to get a scholarship, he led the way to get a scholarship. Come on, people. Don't get me started. See? Did you hear that? How that sound? Didn't you get excited? Well, I'm excited for you. Oh, I'm going to here and work on my CV. Because I want to make sure it's all on there. All of it. Because God has blessed me indeed. He has enlarged my territory. He has kept his hand on me so that I would not cause any pain. Baby, you know I love you. You know that I love you. And you can't do anything about it. I did some fine glass. I got some fine stuff over here. Y'all see this new thing right here? Look here, look at here. Y'all, somebody figure out who it is. Who you think that is? Who? That's an original poster from Paris. Before I went to Delta Airlines? Okay.